mom of 4 kids, 4 and under, here are a few things that help my days go a little bit smoother than they used to. My daughters are currently 4, 3, 2, and 10 months, so when my last baby came home, I had a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a newborn. So it's a little chaotic around here. But I do feel like, especially in this last year, I have found some little tips and tricks and routines that have made it feel a little bit less chaotic. I like to call it organized chaos, but it's probably still just chaos. First things first, if you're a kid in this house, you're napping and you're napping at the same time. I try to line up their bedtimes and nap times to the same times as soon as possible. My oldest 2 don't always nap because they're 3 and 4, but they know that they have a quiet time and it is just the time for me to reset and have a little break. I know that nap routines are not for everyone, but personally I feel like my kids thrive in structure and routine and they like to know what's next. So we have our morning, we have our lunch or nap, and then we have our afternoon, and I feel like that's just what works best. Next is I'm not leaving this house by myself with them more than I have to, so we will typically do like 1 outing a day, as in leaving the house one time, do everything we need to do, and then we're home. For us, morning typically works best, so we will get up, get ready, go out in the morning, and then come home for lunch and afternoon and just chill for the rest of the evening. One thing that has made outings and really just life in general a lot easier is teaching them to do little independent things from a young age, like putting socks on, putting shoes on, learning to climb up into their car seat and start buckling, doing all of those things independently from the time that they can. I know that outings can be really intimidating as a mom in general, but especially when you are outnumbered, and it took me a minute to get comfortable taking them all out, but I am constantly just in communication with them that I need them to be a team with me. I can do a whole other video on outings with multiple kids, but we will get in the car and I'll make sure everyone's buckled, and then I will say how many mommies are there, they say 1, I say how many babies and kids are there, they say 4, and I say which number is bigger, and we kind of just discuss that there's only 1 of me and a lot of them, and it kind of just sets the premise for the outing, that I need them to keep it together because there's only 1 of me. This was not that crazy, and I've heard it on here before, but one of my mom's friends told me before I had kids that if the kids are ever having a bad day, just throw them in the bathtub or outside. I don't know what it is about those 2 things, but it just like instantly resets my kids and their attitudes if they're having a rough time. This one is not really groundbreaking, really none of these are, but it's just not that deep. Once I shifted my mindset to it's not that deep and some things are just not that big a deal, it made my life a whole lot easier. If you want to wear your pajamas or a princess dress while we go to the grocery store, go for it. Really just realizing that at the end of the day, some things are just not that serious, and my job is to be their mom and to turn them into good people, and so if they want to wear pajamas to the grocery store, that's really not going to affect that. Anyway, I know that none of those are earth-shattering or things that you haven't heard before, but they do make my life a little bit easier, so I thought that I would share.